Greetings, some scientists hold the belief that parallel universes could truly exist. In fact, there could be an infinite number of parallel universes, and we happen to reside in one of them. These other universes contain spacetime and strange forms of exotic matter. Each of these universes would have its alternate realities, exact copies of our universe but with different futures. These alternate realities are theorized to exist less than a millimeter away from us. Our gravity is merely a faint signal from another universe. Some subscribers have asked me about the relationship between parallel universes and paranormal phenomena. Psychics and paranormal investigators have long theorized about the existence of parallel universes. They've even speculated that certain areas might contain portals allowing entities to travel to our dimension. Certain phenomena repeat when these entities are nearby: temperature drops, strange sounds, moving objects, and the appearance of non-human forms. The hypothesis exists that some alleged ghosts are beings from other dimensions of an alternate reality. A fluctuation in spacetime fabric might create a momentary doorway between both worlds. These portals can supposedly be found in specific places worldwide. Research has shown temperature fluctuations around these portals. Science fiction writers often describe mirrors, closets, water, or even death as portals to other dimensions. Science takes a clear stance: ghosts don't exist. According to Brian Cox, experiments with the famous Large Hadron Collider demonstrate that ghostly presences don't exist because we can't interact with them. If ghosts were real, they'd be made of energy and couldn't survive in our environment under the standard model of particle physics. The Large Hadron Collider would have detected this energy. We'd need to extend the standard model of particle physics to account for energy patterns that evade the Large Hadron Collider's detection energy that interacts with particles of matter outside the body. High-precision experiments at CERN haven't uncovered such an energy source. In 1957, American physicist Hugh Everett formulated the many worlds interpretation within the framework of physics. According to quantum mechanics, when making choices like A, B, or C, you're not just choosing A. Instead, you're simultaneously choosing A, B, and C. In this theory, every decision leads to a reality split, creating alternate universes with common pasts but distinct futures. Plasma and the existence of a reality in which each decision results in the creation of an entirely new universe. The existence of infinite universes isn't a theory per se, it's a consequence validated by predictions and observations. The inflation theory predicts the existence of infinite parallel universes. These universes coexist in separate spaces beyond the distance light has traveled in the 13.8 billion years since our universe's existence. While they're physically there, the odds of reaching them are minimal. Another theory speaks of alternate realities coexisting not in distant physical places but within an abstract space called the Hilbert space. All your replicas exist simultaneously, unaware of each other, and these alternate realities are right here. According to quantum mechanics, each particle has its own wave function. As observable matter, including ourselves, is a collection of particles, the boldest opinions suggest that each of us also possesses our own wave function. Hugh Everett formulated a theory in which, according to him, nothing is random. Any experiment that could potentially yield two divergent outcomes splits our universe into two. In one of them, a result occurs, while in the other, the opposite occurs. This means that different realities of the same object or person coexist in the same spacetime, unaware of each other's existence in parallel realities. The first consequence of this theory is that we all have infinite copies in infinite parallel universes within the abstract space we call Hilbert space. Each copy lives its reality oblivious to its other realities. Extrapolating this to all aspects of our existence, when faced with a life or death situation, we will always survive in some universe. In essence, we are immortal. However, this isn't the only consequence. Consider one of those reckless individuals who play Russian roulette with their lives. When they pull the trigger of the gun, the outcome could be finding a bullet in the chamber or an empty one, leading to either death or survival. According to Everett's theory, they would always survive in one of the universes. Thus, they could play Russian roulette endlessly, unaware that they'd died multiple times in other realities. Please, don't try this at home just in case Everett is wrong. In other universes, you might have made different choices, resulting in a very different life. Have you ever felt like you don't fit into the world? Maybe you felt misunderstood at times. Perhaps your desires haven't been fulfilled, and you feel like you've deviated from your path. Or you felt something special for someone at a certain point in your life, someone who was your soulmate, but circumstances prevented that relationship. This is because, in other alternate realities, you've taken different paths. You've become what you've always wanted to be, or your life is even worse than it is now. You have as many copies of yourself as decisions you could have made at a given moment. And since your decisions align with your desires and circumstances, it's certain that in another reality, you are who you've always wanted to be. Alternatively, you may have had the misfortune of living in a country where your rights have been restricted, and you can't reach your full potential. Or you might be trapped in a century that isn't your own. There are cases of people who seem ahead of their time, like Leonardo da Vinci. He lived in the 15th century, when the most advanced technology was sailboats. Leonardo was an architect, sculptor, engineer, inventor, and painter. He developed ideas far ahead of his time, such as the helicopter, tank, submarine, and automobile. Few of his projects were realized, as the materials, factories, and skilled labor necessary were lacking. Leonardo da Vinci had the most diverse talents in multiple disciplines ever known, a universal genius. His problem was being trapped in the 15th century. The most unsettling implication of parallel universes is that our perception of the world is never real. Our reality at an exact moment in a parallel universe would be entirely different from that in another world. There are some documented cases of interdimensional travelers. One of the strangest is that of the Taured traveler. This is what might have happened. In 1954, a plane lands in Japan on schedule. Nothing seems odd about the flight or its passengers. Everything appears normal until one passenger presents his passport for stamping. The airport worker looks puzzled. The passport seems genuine, but the listed country of origin is entirely unfamiliar. Security is called, and they question the man. He doesn't understand why they're so insistent about his place of origin. He calmly explains that he comes from Taured, a small country located between Spain and France, with over 1,000 years of history. He becomes nervous as he needs entry to Japan for work. "I've been here before," he asserts. Indeed, his passport has stamps from earlier visits, proving he's traveled to the land of the rising sun previously. But where is Taured? Desperate, they bring out a map to see if he can locate it. The man points to Andorra but insists he's never heard the name Andorra before. The place he's from doesn't exist in our world, it's as if he comes from a different world. The Japanese officials are convinced that the man's native language is French, as he speaks fluently. The documents he carries, including a driver's license issued by the state of Taured, seem genuine. After hours of interrogation, they decide to send him to a hotel under surveillance. The room on the 15th floor is guarded by 2 security personnel, with plans to decide what to do with him the next day. When they open the room the next morning, the man has completely vanished. Despite an exhaustive search, Tokyo police can't locate him. Reality or fantasy, judge for yourselves. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, share it on social media, and leave your comment.